it's TxStampin Sharon. I'm bringing you another easy peasy series card, actually 2 of them. I hear from so many of you that you love these easy peasy series because it helps you make easy cards, not stressful, and it's great for the beginner stamper or if you want to step it up a bit for the more avid stamper. I hope that you're inspired today. I hope that I teach you a few things. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I invite you to subscribe below and then hit that notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. If you need any help with your Stampin' Up supply needs, I'd be honored to assist you. You can find out my store, how to sign up for my newsletter, my blog, all of that below the video. Let's make 2 cards. Card making should be fun and easy. So today we're going to make 2 easy cards using my stamp pads. I have Daffodil Delight, Magenta Madness, Gorgeous Grape, Pear Pizzazz. Why did I pick those colors? Because I thought they looked good together. I'm using Heart to Heart stamp set, which reminds you of a Valentine's stamp set. None of my sentiments in this set worked for what I wanted to do today. So I pulled out my all-time favorite, Happy Thoughts. It's just a great stamp set with sentiments for the outside and the inside. I have my cardstock ready. I just have a strip. This was just a scrap, so I kept it. I have a piece of Pear Pizzazz that measures 2 1/4 by 5 1/2. I have a piece of Basic White that is 2 inches by 5 1/4. I have a piece of Gorgeous Grape that measures 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. I have a piece of Basic White that is the thick, and it is also 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. Now I have my paper trimmer here. I have a full sheet of the Basic White cardstock, and I'm going to cut it in half. So I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to cut it again at 5 1/4. I need another piece that is 5 1/4 as well. But this one, see, there's where I get those little strips, those little scraps. This one I needed to be 4 inches. This is going to go on the inside of my Gorgeous Grape. So we're going to do some stamping first, and I like to say that we're making our own designer series papers. So I have a ton of these stamps, the flowers, the leaves. As I go to build my designer series paper, I'm going to start with some leaves, and I'm using my Pear Pizzazz. And I just think this is very therapeutic, just to stamp. Be creative, don't stress. I don't know, I just love, the hard part is picking out what stamps do I want next. Okay, so let's do this one. I'm gonna come up like this, and it doesn't matter how you're stamping. The thing that I always look for is I hate having my stem just hanging off in midair if I can help it. So I did figure out that I can do this, and then this, and it kind of connects it so it doesn't look like the stem is just hanging off. We're going to add a yellow one, just filling in wherever we want. Have a little tulip. Let's do the tulip here. You could pick any floral stamp set. I just chose Heart to Heart because it had so many different ways for me to make my card. Actually, my cards. I'm doing 2. Okay, let's see what else we want. We want another purple one. So I recommend that you pick 3 to 5 colors of inks whenever you're doing something like this, and just have fun with it. See which way it looks good to you. Let's do this. I just want to fill in as much as I can everywhere. And let's do another yellow one. Okay, so now that I have my designer series paper all stamped, filled in, really nice, as good as I could get it, I just love stamping, and this is a great way to just stamp. So I'm going to bring it over to my trimmer, and I'm going to cut a strip that is 2 inches. And then I have a piece that is 2 1/4 inches. We're going to bring in our basic white that was 2 1/4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to add these to this layer. Let me just decide which way do we want it. Yeah, that looks good. Now remember our scrap. I'm just going to take my snips. I'm just going to cut it in half. It doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to use my snips to form a little banner tail. You could use ribbon for this, but sometimes when you're a beginner stamper or new to stamping, not necessarily a beginner stamper, you may not have a bunch of supplies. So using stamps, paper, and ink is the best to make a card. So I've pulled in my silicone mat, and I'm going to add some adhesive to the back. I'm going to flip this over. And I'm just going to add that to that. And this to this. Oh, what would it look like if it's a little bit longer? We're going to try that. And now we're going to bring in our Gorgeous Grape card base. And I'm going to leave a little bit of a border, about an 1/8 of an inch here and an 1/8 of an inch on the tops. There you go. I've grabbed my gorgeous grape ink again, and we're going to stamp. Thank you. And there we have it. I'm going to go ahead and add my basic white layer that was 4 inches by 5 1/4 to the inside. Again, leaving about an 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And that card's done. Super easy peasy, right? So I brought in my Pear Pizzazz that I had and the rest of my designer series paper that we made. I'm going to turn this over and put some adhesive on the back, centering that. And I do want to do my stamping first. I usually stamp first, just in case you make a mistake. Went ahead and laid that flat so that my paper isn't moving when I'm stamping. And I've brought in, just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. The best thing about stamping first is you can fix it if it stamps crooked or something. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Hopefully this is straight, but just in case. Okay, it's not bad for being with the camera above my head, but let's just say it was really, really bad. So I'm gonna put my layer here, but I could easily put it down here and stamp again. That's why you wanna stamp first before you add your layer. Get that started. If you have dimensionals, you could certainly add this layer with dimensionals. And then I always like to say, which way do I want it to go? It doesn't matter. It's just what your eyes prefer. 2 easy peasy cards for you today. I hope that you enjoyed the layouts. I hope that it inspires you to use some of those floral stamps that you have. Again, the floral stamp set I used was Heart to Heart. That is still on my website. You can find that link below the video. And I just want to say happy stamping, y'all.